They killed, give me Isaiah 14 and 21. They did the same thing to my people. So then you said that they put millions of my actions. Yes, you said. Should a murderer go to jail for murdering? Absolutely. Should a thief go to jail when he steals? Absolutely. Should a robber pay back the money he robbed? Absolutely. So why shouldn't the white man pay for what he did? That's right. That's right. One day you'll see just how it feels. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog.
I'm in a hell of a hole, was never expected to grow. Just obstacle set in the road, that a result of me selling my soul. The story I'm telling is cold, but yet it's what everyone knows. The white man's the devil is known. America was never our home. Only it's a captivity, facility, hating, just claim that I'm late be killing me, maybe redrain my energy. 400 years and counting, the trail of my tears is countless. The fact that I'm here is astounding, but I can't wait till this shit is surrounded. Ready to tangle my king and the angel, be ready to rap. Crack in the sky, nuclear missiles will make it official. I'm capturing every cracker surviving. Put them all in chains where they need to be, slavery for me. And let the whole world see that with them in the cages, safer in the streets. Put the dog on a leash, get resolved for the beast. 144, get the ruler show, we can all be at peace.
Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. It's a dog.
Look, ain't no remorse in my blood slump. It won't be no compromise. Now it's time to feed the worms. Watch his body turn to flies. I clutch iron while you trust the lies. The next Glock I buy gon' be Gen 5. I get it customized. And sending shots off like farewell. Praying payback come back around like a carousel. Still remember YAHANNA's words ringing in my head like bells. Said you in his body, you fit the Lord, fuck the cartel. Triangle choke, apply pressure to the game like I did Vondale. Payback's a bitch in a dress, she a bombshell. Revenge is served cold, I just hope they making oxtail. Glock fresh out the box, I swear it got that new car smell. Made myself a target in a world of mad shooters. Devils design fire for our babies to pass through it. And the day of our king's reign, I'll be overzealous. They bought my jealous, I bought brand new parabellums.
One day you'll see just how it feels. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. It's a dog.
Cloud it up. All right, this is ISUPK Jamaica. This is the conflict zone. Welcome to the conflict zone. This is our podcast where we look at financial happenings of our people. Try and give you solutions on how you can, you know, set your plans and all that. Alright, what am I talking about this week now? Talking about Mr. Trump. Hey, Shalom, Yahweh Rakatah.
No, out of one, Yahweh Bashem, Yahweh Shabbat Rakatah, sir. How you doing? You Twab?
I'm Tuab.
Most High in Christ.
So how you doing? You Tuab or you tired?
You know, I'm Twab, you know, dealing with the slavery and everything, but, you know, we got to endure.
Yeah. Alright, two other persons to jump in. Officer 5000 and a young man. Alright, now you've been following the news? I don't have time to follow the news.
Come, sir, I've been following the news.
Alright, so I've been following President-elect Trump, his proposal for the BRICS countries.
Come, sir, I heard he threatened them. You know, put out a threat to them if they decide to go against the dollar.
Right. Now, his threat is to double the import duty. Sorry, well, not double the import duty. Is to put 100% import duty
Right.
on goods coming from any country that is backing the
BRICS.
The BRICS dollar.
Come.
Now, you understand what I mean by 100% tariff?
So Salaki Adawan.
Yeah.
So okay, so they have to they already, you know, pay a fee, you know, for bringing in for you know, bringing in their goods into the country. So would that mean that whatever they have to pay now will be double?
No.
Okay.
That's not what it means. 100% tariff means whatever you pay for the goods, you're going to pay the same amount to bring it in the country.
Oh, okay.
So the tariff is calculated as a percentage of the cost of the goods.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So let's say now, all right, the Chinese electric car. So a dealer from America go to China and buy a couple electric cars to come sell in America, and he pays, let's say, at the X factor price, he might pay $10,000. Let's say pay $10,000, right?
Okay.
So in paying $10,000, he would now be selling it. He would resell the goods for, let's say, put a markup well, before it reaches selling price. The tariff, usually, I don't know what they charge now, if it's zero rated coming in from China. Or let's say they pay 10% now of the value of the goods. So he would only be paying $1,000, right? No.
For each 10,000, it would be a grand.
Right. It would be a $1,000 for tariff, which is the tax just to bring it in. The government take off a tax, take something off of you. And then, so the value of the vehicle now is 10,000 plus 1,000, right?
So like at once, can you repeat that?
The value of that car would now be 10,000 plus 1,000.
Oh, Khan.
Hey, Shalom, sir.
Yes.
Yeah,
Shalom Shrakta. What's up, Akim?
Sir.
Yeah, what's up, Akim?
Not much.
Yeah,
Trying to explain the tariff thing.
You want to run BRICS, eh?
Right.
You want to run?
Right. Now I'm explaining to the trooper how it works. So
Right.
that car now coming in from China, let's say you go over there and you pay $10,000 for it, and they charge $1,000. So that is now $11,000 the car value. That is the new value for the car. And then when you're ready to sell it now, you might say, all right, cost me $11,000 to come in. I'm going to now sell it back at 50% profit. So you say, all right, now I sell back one of these cars for, well, let's say you put on $5,000 markup, which is 50% of what you make from the factory. So the car would now value $16,000, right?
Okay.
So you would resell it now for 16. But with the 100% tariff, you pay $10,000 for the car. When I bring it in, I now have to pay $10,000 to the government to clear it through the wharves. So that would, to the ports. So that would now be $20,000. And rather than the $16,000 that I would have sold the car for, I'm now looking at a $20,000 overhead in tariff and the value that I pay for it. And then after that now, let's say, hey, Jerome, you ready? All right, let's say after that now, you put on your markup on that 20,000. You're not going to put 5,000 on it. Well, let's say you put 5,000. That car would now be $25,000 rather than $16,000. You understand?
So,
what would happen now is that the consumer, rather than buying that car from me for that 25,000, they're going to buy something else.
Right.
So those cars don't sell, those goods don't sell. So that's the big thing. When Trump said put in 100% tariff, it's really just a punishment.
Right.
Because he knows that it will not sell. So that's why I'm boast 100% tariff.
He tried to hit them where it hurt, Adawan. Hit them in their pocket.
Shalom, young man.
Shalom, Yahweh Shem Yahweh Barakatah.
Yeah, shalom.
Oh, yeah, man. Braids. Jerome.
Huh?
Oh, yeah, man. Braids.
No, sir. The same scarf.
You don't have to put on the scarf, man. Just make it stay.
Oh.
Make it look like you have a locks under it.
Oh. Okay.
All right. So,
everyone.
All right. So we have Officer Officer 5000 Sawapiala from Trinidad. Right? Yeah, you hear me, Jerome?
Yeah, I'm here.
All right, that's him.
I'm here.
And this is Trooper Alak. Trooper Alak, ISUPK from Atlanta.
Blessings.
What's up, young man Jerome? What's up, young man Jerome?
And then,
I'm good.
All right. Most
and
guys.
you know who is him getting him all black now, so him start making him debut.
That's right.
This is his debut.
Right. Yeah.
Damn right.
I'm bringing him in the podcast tonight.
And thanks for the opportunity.
Yeah, man. No sweat. Give him a hand. All right. So, right. So back to what you said now. The tariff thing. Trump knows the headache that tariff is going to cause, and the goods. All them country and plan to put tariff on. It's just a way to. It's like a punishment, and he's aware of that. Why is he doing that? He wants to bring back production to America. So a lot of these companies, remember China couldn't make all these things, you know. It's the same companies leave the West and take their production to China, you know. So when the tariff go on now, these companies gonna start look and say, well, you know, it's better if I move back my business into America and produce the business in America again rather than produce it in China.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the real aim that he wants, you know. That's the real aim of the whole tariff thing, you know. The BRICS thing, you know, is a different kind of aim though, because the BRICS thing now is him trying to from over the years, America has been fighting any country that tries to challenge the US dollar. If you remember, that was what they said, you know. So they say that's why they're moving on Gaddafi and get rid of Gaddafi. And Gaddafi was proposing to come up with a new African dollar, the African money, backed by the resources of Africa. So that money now would be strong.
Mm-hmm.
That money would eventually. All right. What backs the US dollar?
Salaki Adawan.
Yeah.
Really nothing.
Nothing.
There's no gold standard.
No gold standard. Nothing. So in other words, you should, if you have 1,000 US, you should be able to take it to the US Central Bank and say, all right, give me my gold, this worth of gold, value of gold, and then change it take the paper money and give you your gold.
Right.
Now, if you take it to the U.S. Treasury, what do you get it? The only thing I might do is switch and give you some cleaner notes.
Mm.
They have nothing to give you because the money not backed by anything.
Mm-hmm.
America owe you $1 billion, they can just go to the mint and print it. Print it and give you.
Really?
While you have your values and you give it to him.
So like for me.
Yes.
Right. And I always like to, jump in and bring this reminder as well, because the importance of we're bringing out now, and we see the example, like Trooper Halak, young man Jerome, the importance of, bringing and sharing this information, because our brothers, need this and to understand, life and its cycle, because now we sit at the bottom of that cycle, and without us, with all this truth and with all the knowledge of the truth, this is it. This is where we will be at. And the importance of us knowing this is to be able to really to reach out to brothers as Chupa Alak, young man Jerome, and any other young brother coming up, in this truth, and to know your history, to know the importance of your history, and why it's important for us, to at this point and at this particular time to gather together, because now it is of utmost important. And it's always an honor, to serve, young men coming up in the truth, because they in return will serve young men as they grow, in this truth, in spirit. And as blacks, Latino and Native Indian or black people, we will always say we are as we say, the soul at this society, at this earth, and we must, retain that, that standard, a flavor. And if we, as we say, we lost that flavor, which we have done in turning away from the Lord, now this is the conditions that we would be in right now in society. So again, it's always important, for brothers and sisters in the chat room, to jump in, share, like, subscribe. These classes is so important, because now Commanding General YAHANNA continue to reach out to brothers and sisters throughout the four corners of the earth, because now he was grown or brought up in that right standing, because why? He understood what it means to love your brother, what it means, to look after or to take care of your brother, take care of family. And this is why now it's so important for us, to continue on in that legacy, because again, this is the repetition of the Lord. Every day we pray to the Lord and we ask the Lord to direct we, to show we that pathway. And the Most High God done so just like any father would do, through these records, through our records, through our history. And this is why now today we continue to pull that legacy of our father and bring these reminders onto our brothers and sisters, throughout the four corners of the earth. And again, this is the conflict zone. The information shared here is information we would not get no other way or no other place other than in the ISUPK under Commander General and Officer Badawan, continue on and holding it down and bringing it to the table and bringing and the reminder to brothers and sisters in Jamaica. And then, as you see, on a right platform in the Caribbean, because we will share this through the Caribbean, through North, South, and Central America. And this is why this is important. Yes, so like, yeah.
Most High in Christ.
Most High in Christ. All right. So back to what we were saying now. So you see everything start to now come together with him talking about illegal immigrants and him talking about we're going to deport them. In order for you to deport them, what do you have to first do? You have to hold them.
Right.
I want to hold them where you make them be. Prisoners. Now, don't be surprised if him come in and factories start to open in America, and next thing you know, them very same immigrants, him hold them, and while they are in custody awaiting deportation or whatever, they go to work and work for these companies that are now bringing back their work, the production to America. You understand? So don't be surprised if after him coming to, and that's another thing too. You hope that him get to come to power too, because you don't know if there might not be another attempt on his life. Because somebody really want to get him out. 3 foiled attempt. Anyways, one thing we know though is leadership, his presidency is gonna be it's gonna be tighter than the first time. It's gonna be tighter than the first time. He's not going to, based on what he's saying, I said, he can't be selling gear. I don't think he's selling gear. There's action, because they're expecting action, because even the world leaders them start to meet with him and call him and start talk. Remember, I'm still a private citizen now, you know, and I'm afraid of him. He's a private citizen now, and they are afraid of him. So imagine when he become president and be almighty for 4 years. So, you know, basically what we're saying, you know, we know that he's going to stir up the waters. Now, for our people, I am saying, opportunities will open for a lot of things to be made and to resell, to be sold again by our people. One of the things that our people was strong with, we never did, our people within the states and out here, we never own them fast food chain and, you know, the works. What do our people own, and them when I kind of like supermarket chain and place like Target and
right, franchise,
them franchise, right? Our people wasn't in that line. 100% tariff on anything from China. That's a big slap on a company like Target, Walmart, you know, them dollar store, you know, them massive these big companies, these big retailers in America. Our thing back in the days before you have these giant retailers was the mom and pop stores and our local restaurants. Our restaurants were local to the community that you would be in, or the area of the city that you would be in. So, you know, we can only hope that our people will start to get to tap into some of these and start making some money again, because the most people still need to survive. And it's like with the pandemic. When the pandemic was on, you know, and all the big companies them couldn't get a lot of things, production out and so on. You know what used to happen? You see, even some of the same produce them when you used to sell used to be expensive and thing, you start to get them cheap in the marketplace, you know. Because a lot of the producers who used to supply to these, like in Jamaica now, you have the all-inclusive hotels. So they used to supply to all-inclusive hotels. They couldn't supply to them again. So they now have to reduce the price and put it on the local market. Man, you get some nice, juicy sweet corn. Cheap for quite a while. You get your some tomatoes are cheap. You know, prices and the things even kind of go down. So the most I have a way to feed these people, you know. Well, I hope the price of gold go down so our people can stock up on, you know, on some gold. That is what we really need to get as blacks and Hispanics, you know. Some valuable, some metals. You can't leave you can't when them ships come down, you can't leave with them paper money in your pocket. So it had no use to where you're going. But you know what would have use? Some gold, some silver, you know, some metals. Those will have use. Yeah.
Yeah. And like how you're bringing all that, one thing we have to remember that, you know, this was you know, a promise to our forefathers, and we inherit that promise because now again the earth belongs to us. So wherever they feel or wherever they, you know, think, it belongs to us because now we would, you know, determine how things run in this place. And despite of what I have, just like when we was leaving over Egypt, the hard was said, what they do? They give up everything because
Right.
why? It just goes to show the example who we are. Because now the Lord then choose us because I say we were few in numbers. The Lord had a purpose for us because now he again his reputation will always stand. So that's why you see, hey, he's not the God that many, but the God that one. Because he have and will always prove something to every other nation or people in the earth. Because why? This is a standard. And despite our war going on, we'll always be the inheritor of everything because now I say he created it for us to do what? To run it, to uphold our reputation. Yes, so that,
Right.
Salakia, Adawan, if I could.
Yeah.
Could I got a question, Baba Kasha. Even though we're currently in a low state, are we still kind of looked at as the standard, you know, by how well we perform, you know, in places, you know, you know, on certain stages, like when we go to the Olympics, um, you know, the entertainment stage, um, you know, sports, you know, tennis,
The
you know,
classroom too.
you know, are we still like, you know, even in fashion, you know, even though, you know, when it where we're not on a level, you know, that's high when it comes to, you know, financial status.
Right.
Do the other nations still kind of like strive to be um as, you know,
Like us.
yeah, as great as, you know, as great as we are? Is it, you know, it's and because we perform at a high level, but the other nations make the money off of us. So I just was wondering, you know, do they secretly still kind of envy, you know, what we have, our abilities, I yield.
Definitely. That's what the whole deportation is about. And like it seems as if criminality is a problem to them. I'm sure these illegal immigrants are doing nothing compared to what the mafias used to do and still do
Mm.
when it comes to criminality. You don't hear them talk about deporting the mafia. If you want
So,
to,
so like,
if you fight it, give me a minute, there, sir. If you really want
yeah, go ahead.
to fight criminality, then fight the mafia. Him not fighting the mafia. All right, I yield, sir.
No sweat, yeah, to what I mean. Right, and the question that you ask, one thing, learning, and coming up in the truth. It's every time we open these records, we must claim it. We mustn't, look or have any doubt or any overshadowing that, it belongs to somebody else. And, coming up in the truth, on that, these righteous black men and, listening from the mouth of the generals and them. Anytime, we go to, let me say we give up these records or to have that notion or thought that, these other nations would have a place, or like anything like it will belong to them, then we'd have doubts in a lot of things. Because now again, these records belong to us and it tell us about all these other nations, who they are, what is their purpose, in keeping us from knowing who we are. There's always agenda, there's always a purpose. And when we understand that despite how we, as we say, how we will be conditioned or being low or being, not recognized by them in any or what way, the Lord would always be with us as long as we continue following these instructions, these laws, statutes, and commandments. As long as we turn back to it, he said that the Lord said, be an enemy unto enemies, meaning that, they think that they run things, they run things, we run things.
Right.
As long as we turn back and follow these instructions. So again, the question is a very good question and very informative again. For young men coming up and to understand, don't give away these records. Don't give away this truth. Don't sell this truth for nothing. Because now this is life. Because now it tell me that because the Lord is our Father unto us, He say, He gave us the opportunity between, life and death, between, choosing. And He said, because He's our Father, He choose life for we. And the life that we gain, commanding generally and I revived a lot of us under, in the spirit of the Most High and Christ. Always, with that regards, because He never take credit. Our King never take credit. Or He said, all credit belong unto the Lord. And this is who we honor, because the Lord is our Father unto us. And we should always honor Him in that, being that whatever we do, the Lord will always look over us as long as we do it in His standard, which is in righteousness. Yes, man.
Come. The water.
Shalom.
Mm.
Most
Yeah,
High
it's in the
Christ.
bar.
Right. So, I want to touch some scriptures. And of course, Revelation. Right into where Trump want to go. We're gonna dive right into where Trump want to dive. Donald want to talk
You can let
about
the, you can let the young man read as well as Salak. Yeah.
I don't know, young man Jerome, if you
Revelation how
can,
much?
18,
Revelation how much?
18, 18.
18.
Yeah, hold on.
You have any verse that's starting from?
All right, from verse 4. We're
Verse
gonna read
4.
hard. Read hard. Revelation 18, verse 4.
And I heard other voice from heaven saying, Come out of her, my people, lest you share in her sins, and lest
Hold on,
you receive.
hold on. What which one of the Bible you reading there? You
King
remember the
James,
King James?
New King, New King James Version,
Oh
verse
no,
of
no,
Red Cross.
not the New King James one. Straight King James. You remember the Bible link I sent to you?
Yeah, yeah,
You can access it.
yeah. Remember the Apocrypha,
The
or
one with
the
the
King James.
King James. Just find the Revelation
I'm
from the
pressing
link.
on disturb the life. Don't come up anything, not disturb the life.
So if you get
Oh,
seat on the screen, if you get seat on the screen.
you can see it on the screen. I have it up on the screen here.
Yeah, I can see it on the screen.
Yeah, man, like that. Verse 4.
That's already on the screen.
Yeah.
You can open it up a little
And
more.
I heard. Can you hear me?
You would have to, no, we can't open no bigger from here. Yes, we hearing it. Hold on, let me see if we can
Right
edit
now?
it. Give me a minute. Let me see what can be done on from this end.
Right.
Go ahead now. Your time, young man.
Sorry now.
Can.
And I heard another voice from heaven saying, Come out of her, my people, that ye be not partakers of her sins, and that ye receive not of her plagues.
Please.
Plagues, yeah.
Right. So what you see now? This is the Most High calling before to his people before Babylon get destroyed, telling you to come out of her. Meaning, all right, how would you receive of her plagues? And what would be the plagues that she would be getting? All right, so the plagues that she would be getting now would be like destruction. So you would have to be tied up with her either by work, doing her work, be so strong into her into ties, strong ties in her business affair, things like that. So let's say you are in the military or in the government of Babylon. You could receive her plagues because when that economy crash, who's going to affect? It would affect you. So he's calling to his people to separate from the system. That's what the come out of her mean. It don't mean come out necessarily come out and go to another country. I mean, where would Judah go if that was the case? How much million Judahites in America?
Right.
Where would we put so much of them? Right. So it's a call for separation is, is we coming together, farming our own economy. Of course, we're going to, while we farm our own economy, we still in bondage, so you would still pay your taxes. So it's not, we're not coming separating and not paying our due share in taxes. We still pay it because they would still come and lock you up if you are violating taxes. So you have to pay it. All right, verse 5.
For her sins have reached into heaven, and God hath remembered her iniquities.
God hath remembered her iniquities. Right.
Yes.
So he said now that her sins have reached unto heaven. What are the things that would make the sins reach to heaven now? This, you see this mass deportation that him coming with. Oh my. It's a target against the Most High's people only. And there's a whole lot of other nation. Every nation have illegal immigrants in America. And for some reason, what him say is the Mexicans and them people is the ones who are committing the crime.
So
That's
like
not true. Con.
out of one, I was gonna say another iniquity that they have done is how they slay us and hold themselves not guilty.
Man, not we don't even touch that as yet, man. You can't imagine, man. Even what's the latest one? Well, I can't. There's so much I can't even remember.
I think I know which one you're talking about, out of one.
Mm-hmm.
The young brother that he was a Michael Jackson impersonator.
The one on the train.
The one on the train, come a concert.
Yeah. I mean, they do things like those for fun against us, you know.
Come a concert.
They do things like that for fun against us, and hold themselves not guilty.
Right.
Or them holding themselves not guilty. That is what now. Them eluding justice, just like Captain Nata pointed out earlier today in class. Escaping justice.
Right.
Yeah. Verse 6. Come, young one.
Reward her even as she reward you, and double into her double according to her work. In the cup which she hath filled full to her double.
Right. So you understand what this is saying now, young man. You see all the
Yeah,
atrocities that this system has meted out to you, all the pain that you're
yeah,
feeling, and you and your ancestors. The Most High is
yeah,
telling, the decree from the Most High is that she should suffer double what you suffer.
yeah.
Right.
Tell me some of the things that you know your people suffer.
Poverty and that's amongst the poverty, number one thing.
All
Most
right.
people complain to life hard.
All right.
Slavery.
Most of our race, yeah,
Slavery.
the most, the poverty.
Oppression.
All right. But you touch a good point when it's
Important.
a poverty. Now give it, now shape. Now, I'm going to tell you this, something that happened for real. And this is how terrible our people are experiencing poverty. I remember a couple of years ago, a child was kidnapped by some people. All right, our child get to get kidnapped now. Some deal went sour, and the persons who got bite, they return to the area and them spot some children and they just grab one of the child and kidnap him, hold him like a ransom. Then they find out how it go and thing, and I think police even get involved. They locate the child and thing, like a couple of days after or so. But the kidnappers, when they kidnap the child, obviously they kidnap him with just the clothes that he would have on his back, right?
Mm-hmm.
So they took the child shopping and buy some clothes for him, bathe him, feed him, buy him ice cream because he was a kid, and treat him good for the days that he was there.
Okay.
All right. Then the cops locate where he is and all that, and then so they never harm the child or anything. Still, time to return the child now. So when they meet with the persons now and to make the swap, you know what happened? Child start crying. I want to go back.
That's heavy.
Don't want to go back. You want to stay with the kidnappers. That is how much poverty bites our people. And here the Most High is telling us that Babylon should pay double for the atrocities that she caused on our people. And of course, we are in full agreement with it. Yeah, man. She should pay because they told us that we came from Africa and we come out of bush and all that. No such thing. Wherever we came from, we came from civilization. Yeah. We were always smiths, tradesmen, traders, planters, manufacturers. All these things that is make Babylon great. Before it was Babylon, it was Great Britain. It was France. It was Spain, Roman Empire. We made them great.
Come.
Then it comes to Babylon. We made them great with our labor, the skills that we have, with our skill set.
Right.
No nation don't go into a next nation and take a little poor man for slave. They want the slaves to be their slave. The ones who were their rulers, their craftsmen, their teachers, their doctors, men who are skilled in law. Those are what they want. We did not come from no bush. If we came from bush, we would still be in the bush. You doubt me. Look in the countries that have the bushmen. They are still there.
Right.
The only thing that is happening with those who in the bush is the deforestation is affecting them. But nobody's taking them out of the bush to go put them to work. You put civilized people to work. You enslave civilized people. But because they don't want to pay, they don't want to face their justice, they tell us things like that. But the Most High is telling us, grant unto her double. Right?
Come.
Verse, let me see now. For time's sake, we're going to drop down a little more because I want to touch the part here where the merchants. So drop down to verse 11.
Start reading.
Yeah, verse 11.
And the merchants of the earth shall weep and mourn over her, for no man buyeth their merchants anymore.
No man buy their merchandise anymore. What we're just talking about? That 100% tariff on BRICS country. And the biggest BRICS country to feel it would be who? China. China make things and supply right across the world. So imagine if no man is able to buy Chinese things in America again because it gets expensive. China is going to cry. The merchants of the earth shall weep and mourn over her, for no man buy their merchandise anymore. That's what we're talking about with BRICS. All right. We want to play. There's a 2-minute video. Let's touch this 2-minute video.
Salakia Akemada, the enemy.
We're talking about young man.
No.
Yeah, man, we're hearing him.
Nah, you too, I just had to make a little run home, right? So.
Oh, excuse him.
Yeah, excuse it. So.
Okay, Shalom.
Akiem again. Yeah, was Shakta Akiem, right?
Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shabbat, sir.
Yeah.
President-elect Trump is vowing to impose 100% tariffs on BRICS nations unless they commit to not developing a new currency. Trump made the declaration in a Truth Social post Saturday saying, quote, "There is no chance that the BRICS will replace the U.S. dollar in international trade, and any country that tries should wave goodbye to America." BRICS is a group comprised of 9 countries with emerging economies. They initially included Russia, China, India, Brazil, and South Africa. But earlier this year, Iran, Egypt, Ethiopia, and the United Arab Emirates formally.
Yeah, a key word there. What you say? What Donald Trump said? Any country who try that should what? Wave goodbye to America. Isn't that what you said?
Come.
Huh? All right. And what does it say in the scriptures? The merchants of the earth shall weep and mourn over her, for no man buy their merchandise anymore. So imagine if those countries have to wave goodbye to America. No man can buy the amount of things that they sell to America. Where are they going to sell it? All of them, when a shipload of Jordans and sneakers come to America, if it can't go into America, where are they going to put it? Who else going to wear sneakers that much? Which other country going to buy that much? Even say televisions. So there will be no one to buy their merchandise. So what do you think that going to cause? They're looking at war.
Joined the group. CBS News Money Watch correspondent Kelly O'Grady joins us now for more. Kelly, what effects would 100% tariffs on these nations have on consumers?
So look, if they were actually implemented, prices would likely go up because companies importing goods from China, from Brazil, from those countries, they would have to pay a 100% tax on that. And then what would they do? They would likely pass that on to us. Maybe not the full amount, but likely a lot of that. And so the other thing to think about is we are already hearing oh, we were thinking about a 10% tariff on China previously. There are already tariffs on China that exist right now. A lot of companies are thinking, well, where can I move my manufacturing? India is a good option. Indonesia, which has applied for membership to the BRICS block, is a good option. So now companies would also be thinking, okay, well, I can't do it in China. I can't do it over there. They might move manufacturing here, which would help with jobs, but also increase labor costs. But I said that's if it's implemented, right?
Okay.
This could also be a negotiating tactic.
Why is Trump pushing for this commitment for them to not develop their own currency?
So the US dollar is the world's reserve currency. The vast majority of transactions when one company from one country and one company from another transact, they happen in the US dollar. Okay. Money is power. And so if you were to have these other countries put together an alternative currency, some of that power could go away. That could be bad because it would make it harder for us to pay off our debts, and it would also impact our influence on the world stage. I will give you one really impactful example. When Western nations impose economic sanctions on, let's say, Russia at the beginning of the Ukraine war, that really choked them financially. If Russia was able to transact with other countries in a different currency, the bite of those sanctions go away.
So you sort of explained some of the motivations why the BRICS nations and the BRICS bloc would want to have their own currency. Are there any other reasons that you mentioned other than obviously money is power and it would remove the sting of sanctions?
So this gives them an opportunity to be less reliant on the United States. And of course, China, India, some of these developing economic superpowers want to have that more power than they do right now. So, but the sanctions one is a very big one because the R in BRICS is Russia, and they hold a lot of influence on that bloc.
Kelly O'Grady, always appreciate you. Thank you.
Right. So you see, what happened now is that the biggest consumer is Babylon, the world's biggest consumer. That's Babylon. You understand? So, because the world's largest consumer is Babylon, if you're making things, that's where you want to send it, innit? You can send container loads of your produce to America, to Babylon. So if manufacturers can send their things into America, then that is going to cause them to weep and mourn, just like the scripture says. Now, what do you think would eventually happen when they can't sell the merchandise to America anymore? What do you think going to eventually happen?
With Salaki Adawan. So you ask, what will likely happen when they can't sell their merchandise anymore?
Right.
I can sell it to other countries. It's like a giant group and a giant group, so they can trade and sell to each other country and sell it at a price that's probably more better than America price.
All right, read verse 17.
For in 1 hour so great riches is come to naught. That's it.
Right.
And every shipmaster and all the company in ship and sailors and as many as trade by sea stood afar off.
Right, verse 18.
And cried when they saw the smoke of her burning, saying, what city is like into the great city?
So what do you think is going to happen? War.
Oh gosh.
As much as they are so big and powerful, the thing that is going to happen, that is going to cause is war.
Yeah.
And that is how Babylon is going to fall.
Yeah.
America has never been challenged on the mainland. When that time comes, who knows? Well, we in the truth knows because the scripture tells us that destruction is going to come. All right? Hey, Trooper Alak, you know, last week we went into some tables in the business plan, you know. Yeah. I was hoping I could do it this week, but we had to touch this BRICS, you know, this 100% tariff thing, and give it some explanation. So, but you know, which day you have some free time?
Thursdays and Fridays at a one.
Thursday, Friday.
In the evening after 6.
All right, one of them evenings, you give me a call. I remember you say you had a plan to work on, right?
Come.
Right. So I think we have covered enough ground and we could push somewhere away. All right. So the long and short, tariffs normally, I think this was one of the precursors to World War II as well, you know. Yeah, man. Japan couldn't get oil, fuel to buy, what do you call it again? Oil, yeah. Couldn't get oil to buy. America cut them out of buying oil from, I think, OPEC. Hitler was coming as a big powerhouse, manufacturer powerhouse, because you know he had the Jewish man in the work camps.
Right.
But the embargo on him saying goods couldn't sell to the West, really. So, you know, trade. When England was falling, it was a similar thing with him on America. Just that they never, and they did go into war because there was the American, what do you call the war again? When they fight off the British?
One. What was that?
The war that the Americans fought off the British. What do they call that one again?
When they were fighting for their independence.
Yeah.
When they no longer wanted to be a part of the
British,
the colonies.
Right.
Let me see. I can look it up real quick, sir.
Was that the blue and the gray? That culminated in the Battle of Normandy or something like that.
Was it the British Tea Party?
That was the Tea Party thing. Was a precursor. They were supposed to do some negotiation, and then decide to say no negotiation, and dump the tea into the harbor. So that was one way of them snubbing the British, you know, and then they went into war with the British. And they wrote the Declaration of Independence. Signed by some treasonous men. Now, trade was a precursor to those things. And it's gonna be a similar thing. Trump could be a precursor to some of those things too. Them same kind of war.
Yeah.
Because you're talking about countries trading by ships. You're talking about some billions of dollars. So imagine you can get to sell the billions of dollars, and you have
Right.
some weapon. You just use them up. Yeah, I mean, whatever happened, you know, it's big bad America, but maybe you might just get lucky.
Right. You got nothing to lose.
Exactly, you have nothing to lose now. That's the bottom line.
Like what happened in Syria. You better try to get a foot in Syria.
All right.
You better try to get a foot in Syria.
Yeah, because you know those rebels that overtook Syria. When them start to fight the Syrian army, you know, the Syrian army way outnumber them and had more ammunition than them.
Mm-hmm.
But yet still they managed to get them to run. Because
But
what?
the army say, nah, don't do it.
Right. So the will to fight is one thing. Can you guarantee that the Americans still have the will to fight? I don't know. But I will stick with what the scripture says. The scripture said that they are going down.
That's right.
And the scripture said that you will be rewarded double for the atrocities that reach out to you.
Salaki Arwan,
Yeah.
you know, when you lived a long time in luxury, you know, you don't have that tiger spirit that you had when you lived in poverty.
Thank you. Thank
You
you.
you know your hands get soft. You know,
And
um,
you stop thinking hardcore war.
so you know,
Your battles each day is to go and battle the traffic to get to work. Right? That is when you know reach prosperity.
mhm.
All right, so questions before we close out. Pass it on.
uh,
I hear about the killings of Haiti, the massacre, voodoo,
Oh yes, the voodoo
Dan,
massacre
the
thing. Yeah.
dancing thing, somebody works up voodoo upon him that and 100 people get massacred.
The news I heard them say about 200, at least 200. All right, no, all right, young one. Whenever you can adapt. So I'm not going to say when you raise your hand. So when you speak, you just say salaki. That is ancient Hebrew for excuse me or sorry.
Okay.
All right,
Yeah.
all right. You were gonna say something, trooper.
Common
Yeah.
Con,
Hold on, young man.
Common Con, sir, if I could, sir,
Yeah,
the precept that we read earlier about that said reward her double and
right.
and fill the cup of for her.
Mm-hmm.
Can that precept be used alongside along with the precept of Isaiah chapter 14, where we will take them and bring them to their place and possess them for
Work, man.
for
Work, man. For work, man, and handmaids. Something like
common
that.
con, sir.
It's one and the same.
Common
All right.
con.
Let me, since I bring it up, let me get it. Isaiah. Isaiah 14, I think it's something like about 3 years.
Oh, I'm looking forward to that day, Adawan.
Definitely. Isaiah 14 and 2.
Khan, sir. The book of Isaiah, chapter 14 and verse 2. And the people shall take them and bring them to their place, and the house of Israel shall possess them in the land of the Lord for servants and handmaids, and they shall take them captives whose captives they were, and they shall rule over their oppressors.
Right. So that was a precursor or a precept to that was a
I think it was verse 6, Adawan. And Revelations in that same chapter. Oh, so okay, so that's Isaiah right now, what we're looking at.
right. Let me get the one from Revelation. So, the one from Revelation is that one. That says, reward her even as she reward you, double unto her. Alright? So imagine, well, it's the ones who in Isaiah is the ones who survived this, you know.
Salakia Adawan, can you say that again, sir?
The ones that Isaiah speak of, that they will take them, that they take them to their place.
Right.
Those are the ones who survive this destruction in Babylon.
Mm-hmm. Prisoners of war.
Right. So they're going to become prisoners of war. All right. So, any other question or comments?
La, sir.
All right. So, to our listeners, remember to like, subscribe, and share. Conflict Zone. Another episode of the Conflict Zone. Tuning out. So, shalom.
Shalom.
All right. Yahweh Shem Yahshua Barakatah.
Yahweh Shem Yahshua Barakatah. Like and subscribe.
Yeah, let's tell them again. Trying to find one of the music, music.
They killed, give me Isaiah 14 and 21. They did the same thing to my people. So that you said that they put millions of my Should a murderer go to jail for murdering?
Absolutely.
Should a thief go to jail when he steals?
Absolutely.
Should a robber pay back the money he robbed?
Absolutely.
So why shouldn't the white man pay for what he did?
That's right. One day you'll see just how it feels. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. It's a dog.
I'm in a hell of a hole, was never expected to grow. Just obstacles set in the road, that a result of me selling my soul. The story I'm telling is cold, but yet it's what everyone knows. The white man's the devil is known. America was never a home, only a place of captivity, safe facility, hating, disfigure me. They claim that I'm lazy, be killing me. Maybe this slavery draining my energy. 400 years and counting, the trail of my tears is countless. The fact that I'm here is astounding, but I can't wait till this shit is surrounded. Ready to tangle my king and the angel, be ready to rap. Cracking the sky, nuclear missiles are making it official. I'm capturing every cracker surviving. Put them all in chains where they need to be, slavery for me. And let the whole world see that with them in the cages, safer in the streets. Put the dog on a leash, get resolved for the beast. 144, get the ruler show, we could all be at peace. As soon as the trumpets are sound, your kingdom we busting it down. The only way justice is found, the time for your judgment is now.
You'll see just how it feels. Payback is a dog.